What if you could write blog posts on the same platform that you use for your sales funnels? That's exactly what we're going to be covering here. Inside DropFunnels, we're going to show you exactly how to set up a blog post and get everything going so you can organically rank your site and get organic traffic into your blog posts and clicking over into your sales funnels. So let's cue the intro and we'll see you on the other side. All right, so welcome in, guys. Here you can see on my computer screen the dashboard inside DropFunnels. Hopefully it looks somewhat similar. I know we're changing stuff as we go, so hopefully the dashboard looks very similar. So I'm going to set up a blog post that's going to basically create a template for us to use for all of our blog posts. So we can use some of the built-in templates. You can do that, but I encourage you to customize them a little bit for your branding. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that inside this video. Here on my dashboard, I am under blog over here on the left-hand side, and I clicked on blog posts. So this is my actual DropFunnels account here. So you can kind of ignore the content that's on here right now, but we're going to go ahead and create a new blog post. We're going to come up over here to the top right and click add blog post. And we're going to give this a title up here. I'm just going to say test demo for now. And we're going to come over here to the right and scroll down. You'll see a categories section here. These are just the categories that I have on my site. You guys can determine, depending on what niche you're in, you can determine on what categories go there. You can also add a new category here as well. And this will allow you long-term to kind of bundle everything under one topic. We're going to come down here to the template. We want to use the no header, no footer template. You'll see what I mean here in a second. We're going to create our own header, our own footer. So we want to have that off. And then come up to the top here. We're going to go ahead and click publish. And it's going to bring us back to this page here where we're going to jump into the actual editor. So here we can now click on Launch DropFunnels Editor. It's going to bring us into the actual page here. These we're going to get rid of, and I'll show you how to do that here shortly, but we don't want these really showing. I mean, you can leave this here if you wanted to, but I typically turn this and the comment section off. So a couple different options here. I like to build the blog posts, the template from scratch. So in order to do that, we have to build some global rows. That will be kind of another video. This one is just using the templates that come with DropFunnels. So I'm going to come over here to the left and click on templates. There's going to be a drop down here. I'm going to click the content and blog pages. You can see there's a few select here. This one is probably my favorite one to use. So I'm just going to click on that, blog number 2. And you can see here it just loads right onto the page. Again, you're going to want to come in and change colors, change the branding if you want to add your logo. Different navigation items up here. But what I typically like to do, and what we'll cover in another video, is make this header, make this footer a global row, a global saved row, so we can build it once. And then if we need to change anything, for example, if our navigation changes down here, or if the navigation changes up in the header, we can change it in one spot and it'll update globally. So if you are familiar with the global rows inside DropFunnels, I encourage you to use those here. So what I would basically do here is I would delete this because I do have a global row, header row. So what I'm going to do is come up to the rows and click on this drop down here and go to saved rows. And I have a blog section set up here. So you can see I have 3 elements here. One is the header, one is the subheading, and then I have a footer that I use across all of my blog templates. So in an instance where I have maybe 100 blog posts, I could change in a single spot and it would update across all 100. So I encourage you guys to use these global rows. So for the sake of this example here, I'm going to grab this header row, just drag it out here, hold the mouse down and drop it above everything here. So this is going to be my header. And you can see here there's 2 elements here. This one's for desktop and one's for mobile. So you can see if you actually click on this, it's going to launch a new DropFunnels editor, and you'll be able to edit these elements here. But this is my global header, so we're going to leave that. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and do the same thing with my footer. So this is the footer that actually comes with the template. I don't want to use that one, so I'm going to remove the entire row. And then we're gonna do this is my global row for a footer. So I'm gonna hold the mouse down and drop it in the same spot here that the other footer was. And you can see here, this is my footer. Again, people are gonna have different footers depending on what how your blog is designed. So we're gonna scroll back up here to the top. So you can see how this is designed here. We have the main image here with the title. This is all static. So if you wanted to come in here and update the date, you could. Just click on the wrench icon here and update it there. If you want to change the picture here, anything you wanted to do with the design, you can change it. Obviously, anything can be changed here once you drag the template into your blog post. So here is the actual blog post here. So if you wanted to update your social icons here, if you didn't even want this, we can just come here. This is probably a column here. So if I come into the column settings, and if I want to delete this column, say I don't have any social channels that I want to put. So you can see it deleted that entire column here. And it's now a 2 column. So what I would probably do here is stretch out the content a little bit more. And this could be used as a sidebar over here for other global elements, or if there's specific content that you want on each page, you can drag out any modules. So if I go to the modules over here on the left, and I wanted to add something over here, we could do that as well. So we'll just call this a right column heading. And then obviously we can come in and change the font, the boldness, the size, whatever you need to. I'm actually just going to cancel that. And then this is where you actually write your post. So you can see the elements on the page here. So this is probably a heading setting, and then copy, images. These are all separate elements. So we'll just have to drag these out onto the page as we build out the blog post. Another content section here. These I would probably just remove this row here. And then a good best practice here is to have a call to action on this page. Here's a great design. Obviously, you can change it based on the design of your brand and your blog, your site, but you can go ahead and change the background image here if you wanted to. This is the opt-in form. So if you have a third-party autoresponder that you want to connect the opt-in form to, once somebody subscribes or gets your free download, whatever it may be, you can connect that here. And then once you're done, I would come in here, hit the R on the keyboard, and we're going to check the responsive mode on this as well. So if I hit R once, this is basically the tablet view. So if you're on an iPad, and this one here is if you are on your iPhone or Android, whatever phone you have. We're going to scroll down here just to kind of check. You can see everything is already mobile optimized. And then the last thing we want to do is obviously publish our blog post, and we want to make a few additional changes for SEO purposes. So once I'm done here, I'm going to come up to the top right, hit done and publish. And then I'm going to go back into the blog post here and go to blog and blog post. And the new one should be right up here at the top. So this is the test demo. So what we want to do is get rid of that bottom section where it had the comments. So once you're on this page here and we click on quick edit, we want to come over here to the right and uncheck allow comments. And then once we're done with that, we want to update that. And then let's jump back into the actual edit page for the post. So we want to click on edit this time. And then once we're in here, we want to make some SEO updates. You can see down here, if we scroll the SEO section, if you don't see this, it's probably, it's an accordion. So we just click on it just to make sure that we see this title settings. This will be for another video, but we want to make sure that the title is filled out. You can do a Google search on how to create your blog titles. Obviously, you want them engaging. You want it to match the actual header content or header text that's on your actual blog posts, just so it's fluid from going to a Google search over to the actual blog post. So we want to make sure that is set. And you can see here there's a 60 character maximum limit. I recommend staying under that 60 limit, because once you do, you'll see on Google, if you do go over the 60, it's just a ... Inside a Google search, and it won't actually show the actual text that's there. And somebody might not even click on it just because it might not have the relevant content there. So inside the meta description here, this is basically what your blog post is about. You can see here, it gives you a kind of a Google snippet preview. So this is what it would look like over here. And you can see here there's a 160 character limit here as well. There's actual tools on the internet. You can do a Google search for them as well for tools that actually count the characters. So I would recommend using something like that just to make sure that you don't go over. Again, you're going to get a ... You can see here, it looks like this one is good, but you want to make sure that everything is set here. And then everything else is pretty much good to go. We'll cover some other SEO stuff inside of another training. But for this one, this is all you need to do. And just very quickly on creating another blog post. So if we wanted to use this same blog post template for the next blog, we would just come back here into the blog posts. And we would basically just clone or duplicate our most recent. So if I come in here and just hover over this section here, you can see a clone. So what I would do here is just click clone, and it's going to clone into a draft blog post. You can see here it came up as a draft. So I would do the same process for this brand new blog post. So I would come in here. You can actually click the quick edit here, and you can do a title here. The slug, so this is whatever is in the actual URL. The allow comments is already off because we just cloned our previous template. And then you want to add a new title tag and a meta description for this new blog post. Once you do that, you can come up here to the right and click update. We're not going to do that right now. I'm just going to cancel. And then once you do that, you can go back in. You would open up the DropFunnels editor, write your new blog post, and publish that one. So that is pretty much it for this demo. That is how to set up a blog post to get ranking and to hopefully get some organic leads into your blog posts, into your sales funnels, and make some sales. So that concludes this video. We'll see you on the next one.